I own a lot of football games on Nintendo Switch. This is just one of them. This is World Soccer. It was on sale just recently. In fact, I think it probably still is. It should permanently be on sale because this game is terrible. It really is. And that's the end of the review. No, there's a disappointment to be had in this game. It's actually shocking how bad it is. I can't find any other teams. It seems like there's only two teams. AI and probably Plymouth. I don't know, PLY, Plymouth versus AI. I don't know who AI is supposed to be, but these are the two teams you're stuck with. The movement is kind of floaty, very unresponsive. Sometimes you have to press the button 2 or 3 times just to get this game to respond because it just seems very sluggish. The control system is pretty basic. Moveset is minimal, very minimal indeed. You can tackle or you can slide tackle, but the AI will take the ball off you anyway. It will run straight through you and score a goal. Not because I'm bad at this game, it's because the whole thing, well, alright, I'm bad at the game, but the whole game itself is pretty dire. There's no crowd at all, so it could be called COVID-19 football. I would probably sell bucket loads because there's no crowd, there's no chanting really, no real sound effects of any note at all. It's all just really samples. It's not very good. There's just no cool, catchy music that we find in FIFA, although I don't like the music in FIFA. The game itself is just shambolic. It shouldn't be on the Switch. It's terrible, really terrible. Saybeck have dropped a lot of turds into the Switch eShop recently, but they do have a couple of good games. Yeah, they actually do have a couple of good games. But even then, they're low effort, and the only way you can have fun with them is really using the touchscreen, and that's their quiz game, and also the Spot the Difference game, which is pretty good, in fact, but again lacks a lot because it has no content, and the content I was promised on Spot the Difference never really materialised, which was a shame because it's a basic recreation of the old Spot the Difference games that you'd find in the pub. So I really liked that game. It's just a shame it wasn't as good as the pub version. This football game, I don't even think it's a conversion of anything. It's probably a free to play on the mobile. I've not seen it around before, but it's just shocking about how bare bones it is. The sound effects you get when you score a goal are pretty tinny, not very good at all. It just has no real life in it. It really is a COVID-19 football simulation. There's no other teams, it's just two teams. I don't see anything in the menu of, well, what constitutes as a menu. There's no options, there's no touchscreen support. It's really awful. There's no customization, teams at all. There's no kit design, there's no voices, there's no commentary, there's no goal celebrations, definitely no referee. Doesn't even feel like there's two full teams on the pitch. I just don't see any formations because there's no formations. It's just your players are just there. When you're playing around and just seeing where all players are, you realise that they're just all scattered along the pitch. Controlling the ball is, well, it's just weird. You really have to wiggle with the thumbstick and just kind of grab the ball and hope the AI doesn't get the ball from you. Of course it will, and they'll usually score. When you try and score at the other end, it can be a bit of a letdown because, to tell you the truth, the goalkeeper seems to be unbeatable. So you have to be pretty crafty. There's no curling the ball either. There's nothing that adds any depth at all in this game. You'll find yourself doing a shot when you don't want to do a shot. It's like you pass to your opposite number, and he'll just take a shot into the crowd for no reason. You didn't press an extra button, you didn't tell him to shoot the ball, he just does it automatically. It's kind of a waste. So when you're trying to pass, don't even bother, because if you pass, he'll just shoot it into well, wherever he is, wherever he's aiming. As you see here, you have to really wiggle to take a shot, and even then the goalkeeper's got you down. You won't be able to lob him. You can't just blast it past him. If you do, it's just lucky. I mean, I struggled just to beat the AI and get past him when I realised all you had to do was wiggle the player. The game got a lot simpler. Overall, I'd say avoid this game. It's bloody awful.